Greetings and happy Valentine's Day. Remember, my readings are timeless, so if you run across this reading later on down the road, past Valentine's Day, and it makes sense to you and resonates, then pay attention to the message and see what you can do with it. Wow, we have a very interesting reading today. Firstly, on the surface, we've got the King of Feathers here, and we've got the Six of Grains and a reverse Queen of Chalices. So, you know, a lot of people on Valentine's Day, they get really involved in gift giving, giving and receiving, showing one's love. They compete with their friends over, you know, who got what from who, or how their partner treated them, or who's got reservations at the best restaurant. And we've got somebody upset in the collective here. We've got a divine feminine who is really emotional, feeling in despair, and it's almost like she's upset over what her partner has chosen to give her or not give her. There might be also a little bit of an issue here where she feels as if she's given selflessly, and this person that she's dealing with is very rational, logical, emotionally detached, and he just didn't reward her for whatever she felt she needed to be rewarded for in the past, and she felt as if she's giving more to this connection than her partner is giving, and he just doesn't see it in the same light as she does. He thinks that he's very fair, clear, and concise with the way he approaches the relationship, and he just doesn't value this holiday in the same way that she values this holiday. But he doesn't understand that she's taking this really to heart, and she's considering kind of giving up on herself and possibly the relationship. She's in a limbo. So that's one take on this Valentine's Day reading. In addition to that, this Valentine's Day reading with the King of Feathers here and the two women sitting there, he makes a choice over who has rights over this little bambina here, this little baby here. And he makes that choice based on who has the stronger emotional attachment to the child. And I'm not going to get into detail here. It's an interesting judgment regardless. So this shows me that this is a person who can make clear, concise judgments while considering the emotions involved. He just doesn't react and respond to emotions in the same way that other people do. And with the Queen of Chalices in reverse, this sometimes symbolizes somebody who can't have a child, or is infertile, or is having reproductive issues, or doesn't have a child. So possibly somebody in the midst didn't get visitation over a child, didn't get to see a child, or is being left without a relationship or a child or a love interest as a result of someone's clear decision making, and they made it based on who was more giving. Now, the remainder of the reading, okay, today has to do with Saturn moving into Aries, and this is addressing the collective. When Saturn moves into Aries, as it did on Friday, February the 13th, this was a symbol to start embracing life-altering challenges, uncomfortable challenges, setting boundaries, remaining committed to a cause, not being reactive emotionally, not being reactive with instincts and impulses, being very clear and concise in setting boundaries and moving forward in one's life, taking action, being disciplined to the point where you can manifest your wants and needs. This movement of Saturn into Aries is about taking resources and utilizing them effectively. In addition to that, we see this need for encouraging one's self-confidence, persevering, sustaining efforts through proper investments despite obstacles. And this Queen of Chalices here could symbolize that many people in the collective have been lacking confidence, dealing with fears and anxieties, have been feeling very hesitant to move forward. And with the King of Feathers or King of Swords here, this is a reminder that taking responsibility, taking leadership is a way to utilize one's resources so that you can effectively confront your fears and your emotions, the ones that have making you been, the very fears and anxieties that have made you unstable, that have caused you to refrain from taking the right actions in the recent past. We've got this energy that mobilizes you and your resources to make the right choices so that you can feed yourself the nutrients and information and resources necessary so that you can take action in your life and utilize your fears and anxieties to your advantage so that you can bring prosperity in the long term. Saturn in Aries is about energies forcing change in your life, generational change. This is about being patient and mature and overcoming restrictions that have confined you and approaching your life with a heightened sense of responsibility so that you can overcome the issues that have been upsetting you. And you can take this reading and utilize it and apply it to a love reading, taking responsibility, being patient with those that you care for, being clear and concise, sacrificing the right resources so that you can confront the emotional aspects of your connections, and understanding that patience and responsibility are necessary to heal all connections in your life, to be committed and to address some of the generational issues, things that you've inherited, habits that you've inherited, karmic issues that you've inherited through your families. And you can deal with these things head on while remaining committed regardless of the obstacles that are in your way. Many of you in the collective may appear as if you don't care, but really you are concerned about the judgments of others and the judgments of your family and whatnot, and you've possibly been judging yourself rather harshly. This new movement with Saturn in Aries will enable you to redefine your commitments to yourself, start new with the people that you love, and start new with your own personal goals. And that is your reading with Madame Sharkan. Happy Valentine's Day, and remember, just because you don't have a partner, love yourself and show love to others, and that's all you need.